That was the Dovewires. Where Are You is the name of the song. I just heard them the other day at James Street. That's why I played it. And I'm here arguing with Tyler off air. He thinks we played this last week, but last week we played All My Glory from the Dovewires. You have to learn your Dovewires songs.
Damn Dubwires.
Don't damn the Dovewires.
No,
They're great. They're local,
great.
too.
I do dig them.
Millville band. We're at Millville Studios. I feel like, we got to give them
Repping
some
the
love.
Millville.
We got some love here across the table. We're going to be talking about a new project. We have Jack and Scott of Ramming Speed Pictures, and you guys have a new project, Out Goes She. So where is she going,
Oh boy.
and why?
Good questions. Good questions to ask. The lead of Out Goes She is Marla.
Mm-hmm.
And she is going out for the night to kill some guys. As
Oh.
you do. Yeah.
As you do.
Yeah. We start off the film. She's on a hit. She has an assignment to take out these 3 guys. She takes out the first 2. Spoilers. And when she goes to take out the third one, she sees that she's found herself in a sticky situation she was not expecting. She runs into the person that had ruined her life, and everything goes just bonkers. It's a real disaster.
She goes nuts.
No, she's cool. Everyone else
she's-
is nuts.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. No, so they end up. She ends up taking the third guy that she was sent to kill, and kind of using him like as bait, but also distraction, but also like he's a cool guy. So like, what are you gonna do? Yeah. So that's How It Goes She. It's pretty dark little short. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. And your guys' work is phenomenal. I've seen...
Thank you.
I at least saw the promo on your website, and I was impressed by the quality and of the production. And I'm really excited about this film. How short is it? Is it like?
It's a good question. I would say probably somewhere around 15, 20 minutes.
Oh, okay,
Give or take.
Yeah.
so it's very short.
We're
Yeah.
shooting for 15, or probably end up being 20.
Yeah.
So this is a crowd-funded event, correct? Is that my
That is
understanding?
correct. That is
the
correct.
idea, yeah.
So talk to me about that. How does that work? How do people? Obviously, I don't want to teach you how those people listening how Kickstarter works, but not so much the concept, but how do you generate interest? How do you market yourself to kind of draw in the people that you need to fund a project like this? Because I'm not very good at something like Kickstarter. I ran an Indiegogo campaign to start off the River's Edge, and I raised $20.
Nice.
But I'm not very good at getting myself out there as far as the asking for money part. That's why I got a business partner who's the money person. So how does that work? How do you generate that kind of interest?
How does it work?
Well, you
Poorly.
figure it out, Brian. You let us know.
Oh, okay. So
No,
it's
it's definitely not something that comes naturally to us to like sell ourselves in general.
yes.
It's part of the business that we enjoy least, but it is also a very necessary part of the business. So it's always a learning curve. But it's a combination of everything for sure. Getting your friends, family, crew members involved, and try to just personally connect to as many people as possible. Whether it's shaming them through family ties or through chatting with people at the coffee shop. They're like, oh yeah, by then we're doing this, and try to get them engaged in some way you think connects to them on a personal level. Because ultimately, I think that's what Kickstarter is about: is having people connect to your project.
This is why none of my electronics work, because I just threw my
Throw 'em on the floor.
computer, my phone on the floor. Yeah, that is hard trying to get family and stuff to donate. Not that it's hard to do, but it's an awkward thing to ask, isn't it? Because that's where I always, you get people like Cutco, for example. Obviously, this is different because this is a passion of yours, but the Cutco people come around and you're like, oh God, is my friend trying to pressure me into buying something that I really don't need?
It's true. And
But in this case, it's a passionate, so that must make it a little bit easier. But it still must be awkward to ask that initial question.
yeah, and it is, and we try to make it worth their while as much as possible. We do offer, Kickstarter has a reward system set up. So for a certain amount, they receive this. We have T-shirts, posters. We have a calendar that we're working on.
very, very sexy.
Very sexy calendar. Filmmaking calendar. So we try to make it worth it. We produced a video to kind of show that this is why we're doing that. Why we're doing the Kickstarter, because we've done short films before without a Kickstarter.
Okay.
That we've self-funded.
So what's the difference now? Why do you have a Kickstarter now when you did not need one
That's
before?
a really good question. So I think a lot of people ask that. It's like, well, you've done this on a shoestring before. Like,
Yeah.
what the hell is the difference?
Mm-hmm.
Part of it is obviously production quality. You can't get blood from a stone, and we need the money to help us tell this film in a way that we think it deserves to be told. So that's definitely an important distinction. And the script itself requires a lot more of a budget than some of our previous films, where it's like, we wrote a script in a week. Let's go out and shoot next door, at the abandoned house. So that's the other part of it, is just we need a lot of funds. We want quality talent and crew, so we need to pay them something to show that we value their time, and then they'll give something back to us.
But also there was further pressure to do something really worth it. So Scott and I have been working together for about 3-ish years, something like that.
Too long.
Too long. Just an awful time. Scott is moving to Portland at the end of the summer. So Ramming Speed will, who knows? But for the time being.
So that's why this may be.
Yes, this is very important.
Okay. I was wondering, because I was reading that you said this may be the final project for the foreseeable future. I was curious why that is. So it's going to be a moving.
Yeah, we want to go out with a bang. And for that to be the case.
Like any good breakup.
We really want like big disaster.
Drama.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we need a little bit more money to make it worth it. To do what we've always wanted to do. We've spent a lot of time making commercials, and we've done music videos, things that we've enjoyed, but really haven't been the kind of stories that we want to tell. And to tell the story we want to tell, we need a little bit more money.
Jack and Scott of Ramming Speed Pictures here on the River's Edge Radio Network. Talk about the music video scene. You guys have done a lot with the local music community. Who have you done videos with?
Well, so far we've done one great video. We've worked with Old Game.
Okay. Nice.
And we did the Hunter song. We did their music video for the Hunter song about a little over a year ago. We trekked into the woods and filmed overnight, just 2 full days into the woods, and it was pretty cool.
Very cool. What's that experience like? Because I'm sure there's a lot. I don't want to say a lot more that goes into it as far as the overall product, but I'm sure there's more that goes into it on an audio end, because you've got to make sure that all the music sinks in. And as I know, like with this, even just doing a show like this, you have to make sure that the video is syncing up, and I'm sure there's probably more steps. Is that true, or is that inaccurate?
Yes and no. Generally, yes. We made it both easier and harder on ourselves, because the music video is essentially one big long take.
Okay.
So instead of like having 20,000 cuts sort of back and forth and syncing the music that way, we basically just follow the song from beginning to end through one essentially long take. So obviously production wise it made it much harder, because we had to have the music there and like be on time every time. But in post production it's like sync it and you're done.
Yeah.
So it was terrible at the time, but it was a lot easier in post.
What will you guys do whenever you part ways, whenever you go to Portland? What projects will you individually take on? Because I'm sure you're not going to just stop producing video.
Drinking. I think we're taking up drinking. Right?
Taking up drinking?
Like
okay.
That,
Sounds pretty good right now.
Sure. I have a ton of stuff to do. So for me, it'll feel like slowing down, because I like to be in production. But for the people out there that are watching my stuff, it'll seem like I'm doing a lot more, because I have so many projects that have been filmed already. They just need to be cut together and put out in the world.
Yes.
So I have plenty to keep me busy there.
How about you? What are you doing in Portland? Is it a
I
career move?
Yeah, partly moving. My girlfriend's going back to school.
Okay.
And it seemed like a great opportunity to get to Portland, kind of somewhere I always wanted to go. And outside of Ramming Speed, I do a lot of like adventure, sports, documentary stuff for like adventure racers and trail runs and climbing and stuff like that. So Portland seems like a great area, because there's so much of that going on out there. So I'm really hoping to tap into the scene out there and bring some of my work out that way. And
Portland is known as being a weird town. I know they have Darth Vader playing bagpipes on a unicycle that rides around in Portland, but Pittsburgh is becoming weirder through things like the yarning of the bridge and other things like that. Do you think Pittsburgh will one day overtake Portland as being a weirder city?
As long as I'm in Portland, no, there's no way.
Okay, no chance.
Pittsburgh's getting weird because of us, so
I see.
yeah,
I see.
I don't think that'll happen.
Very cool. So I'm excited. How can people donate to the Kickstarter? How can they find you?
It's pretty simple. If you go to outgoesshe.com,
Outgoesshe.com.
that'll direct you right to our Kickstarter homepage. and you can watch our ridiculous video from there. You can see all the rewards, read a little bit more about the project, and you can pledge directly through there. And yeah, you can from there you can follow our page on Facebook, get any updates. We have a lot more coming soon to show. So
Yeah, and if you're a real dummy and you act a little on the side, you can come and be a part of it. You can audition for us on June 11th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Pittsburgh Filmmakers.
Very cool.
yeah, shoot us an email because we will have a timesheet for you to sign in with.
Awesome. Will you guys keep in touch with us? Let us know what the status is and where it's going, because I'm interested to see how this goes, this whole process. I would be interested to just kind of learn what steps you guys take and where you go from here.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Awesome. That's Jack and Scott of Ramming Speed Pictures. Up next, we have Mr. Mike McMullen. I believe he's up next. He's on, yes, with your political update. So we have some interesting things to talk about there. He's up next. This is Scott and Jack. I'm Brian Crawford. You're listening to The River's Edge.